Hello team, welcome to Vlogmas day frickin' 3. I thought that for today's video we could do some goal setting. The start of December, to be honest, as soon as it starts to get cold, I start thinking about my vision boards and any goals that I want to make for the new year. So I thought that we could do that together. And actually, I thought that we could do that together in a very serious way. Like I'm gonna share my screen with you on my computer, and we're literally gonna go through absolutely everything that I'm gonna do to set my goals for 2025. If you're one of those people who hates the new year, new me thing, then I simply cannot relate, because I think it's absolutely phenomenal that people have such motivation, like such a buzz in the air, because people are so excited to better themselves. And who am I to shit on that? No, we're going to cultivate that energy and we are going to set goals for next year and fully expose myself by starting off with vision boards. And I want to talk about vision boards a little bit because I'm not an arty-farty kind of person. That is not my vibe whatsoever. I also, I believe in manifestation. I believe in letting that energy into the universe. I believe in that to an extent. However, these things aren't going to happen unless you do something about them. And I wanted to start off with vision boards past. So this is a vision board from not last year, but the year before. The reason that I was motivated to do this vision board is because the very first vision board that I ever did, which I actually can't find an example of, it was really kind of dull. There wasn't much to it. But I shot for the stars. I put a house on there, put a dog on there. We were in a situation where neither of those things was really going to happen. That was a big old stretch. And yet I got to the end of that year, we were in conversations. We had a mortgage in principle, we were in conversations to get a house, and Rex was living with us. We had a dog, even though we weren't meant to have a dog. So that really spurred me on to create more vision boards, and I have never stopped doing it. So this is one from a couple of years ago. And I'm going to go through a few things that are on here. I've got just some community stuff. This was to indicate wanting to do more in-person stuff, to gain some more knowledge. I have the world's worst teeth, so I wanted to put something on there about maybe making steps towards getting Invisalign or something like that. We have 50k here in the corner, which was a number plucked out of thin air. At this point, a couple of years ago, I can't quite remember if I was fully, I think I may have been fully online. Maybe this was like my first full year going fully online. So I just wanted to put a financial goal on there to kind of drive for the stars, to just prove to me and everyone around me that working for myself was going to work. And I didn't even type this particular number in. It just was a number that was like on the side when I typed in like numbers or something. And I was like, yeah, sweet, I'll have that. I will take that. That can go on there. We have a Tesla here, not because I wanted a Tesla, but an electric car was on there. Then we've just got some words like balance, happiness, freedom, bring some of that into there. I put these two cute dogs on there because we've got some traveling here. I've got a bag here, which I didn't actually end up buying, but it was more a case of like putting this life for yourself. Actually spend money on yourself. Like, I'm a very materialistic person. So I was kind of thinking, okay, let's have something to strive for that is materialistic, that is kind of to signify my success. Honor Active is of course on there to signify just like body goals, being more athletic. And then of course we have my Instagram here with 10k followers like into there. Not that because I necessarily wanted that particular number, but it's very important my Instagram does grow, because that's where I get my clients from. So it might seem really silly to have that as a goal, but it is really important for my job at the same time. Now, coming to the end of this year, I made this cute, pretty, didn't even think anything else about it. Didn't set it as my background, didn't have it like anywhere. I just thought, oh, that's cute, move on. When we moved on, when we came to have a look at it from the next year, things that I ticked off. Every single month we were doing in-person coaching sessions, empowered coaching, it was thriving, we were doing really well. This financial goal was surpassed. That blew my tiny little mind. We got a new car. It was not an electric car, but it was a new car. We obviously went to New York. I did start creeping in a little bit more freedom, a little bit more balance. I did not get the Marc Jacobs bag, but I did get some Prada sunglasses. So I'm kind of taking that because I wasn't married to that bag necessarily. It was just more symbolism of having something to treat myself for once. So I did get some sunglasses. Waiting on the Honor Active affiliateship, let's be really for real. And we are nowhere near 10k followers still to this day. So not all of these, are come true, but some of them we're going to have to work on, we're going to have to work towards. The craziest thing on this vision board is that I actually had no intention of getting 2 dogs. This was just cute. They were just cute. I put them on there. At the end of 2023, we got Luna. We got baby Luna Tuna. If you look at a picture of Luna and you look at a picture of these dogs, she's a mashup of those two dogs. So it was absolutely crazy. I literally gasped. I went onto my vision board last year and saw that the two craziest things to me on this, which was that financial goal and it was two dogs, happened. The two wildest things on here actually happened. Fast forward to making my vision board for 2024. We obviously, towards the end of last year, ended up rebranding to something that fitted me and my clients a lot more, not just focusing on the gym. I wanted to make sure I was incorporating loads of different elements of training in there. We had the dogs on there. Teeth was an ongoing one that came back over. Instagram was an ongoing one that came back over. So was honor, and we're striving towards. Not everything that you're going to be shooting for the stars with is going to be something that you're going to be able to achieve within a year. Then here we've got some more stuff about balance. We have like traveling, loads of like concerts and stuff last year. So Taylor was on there. We had some, like, we went to Tokyo and to Amsterdam. Here I wanted to make sure that I was working on all my social channels. I wanted to really start growing TikTok. I wanted to really start growing YouTube as well. Then if we come into this corner, it actually was less about a big financial goal and it was more about a monthly financial goal and making it kind of across different things. So I wanted it to be coaching, but then I also wanted it to come from social media. I wanted some to come from maybe like PDF guides, things like that. And on last year's one, actually looking at this now, quite a few things happened. When I looked at this the other day, I thought maybe that much has happened. Obviously this corner is still just not happening. My Instagram, I will take a positive from my Instagram this year. I've had a lot of posts that have done really, really well. I've got multiple posts that have gone over 1 million views, which is nice. However, actual growth of the place could be YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. I'm really consistent posting my weekly videos on YouTube, so I would consider that a success. And obviously can be consistent with Instagram, and I've been a lot better with TikTok. Getting loads of freebies from TikTok, so I'll take that. Trying loads of different types of movement, 100% have been doing that, am doing that, will be continuing to do that. This corner here, I did my Taylor guide, which is like a PDF audio files. Then obviously like have been doing coaching, have got a little bit of cash from social media, and I'm talking like a little bit of cash. Do you know what? I'm actually not mad about that looking back at it now. I have started on this year's, but as I kind of get to a point where I'm comfy, it's hard to keep striving. Like when I was living in the flat and I was thinking, oh my god, I just want a house, I want a dog, they were like crazy up there goals. Once you start getting to those crazy up there goals, it's difficult because financially I don't necessarily want, like you'll notice here's one, the 50k is back because I did a little bit in income in terms of coaching this year, simply because your limit till you hit it, right? Especially with something like coaching, and I definitely hit that limit and there was no work-life balance. I was running myself ragged. I was bringing in a good number of clients, I was getting consistent like inquiries and things like that, but I wasn't living my life and my own training took a back seat. I wasn't looking after myself, and then I was actually noticing the money that I was receiving was not that much because I was paying out for a load of different things to try and enhance my clients' kind of experience, which in hindsight, was that totally necessary? I don't know. Like even things like I was paying Nathan to edit YouTube videos for me, which I could have been doing myself, you know, like not, I had like a business coach at one point that I was paying out for. So the actual money that I was getting was not worth the amount of work that I was doing. So in this past year, I didn't have a huge financial goal on there because I didn't want that. I actually want to strive past that number because where I was at that number, I don't know, it wasn't that groovy. Circle back to this year, that financial goal I know is attainable because I've been there before, but I want to make it work in a different way, if that makes sense. And I'm not like, I'm close to this. I just want it to be still sustainable. I think every single month, every single week, every single year when you're self-employed, you think that could go away in an instant. Every time someone says, oh, I'm going to leave coaching now, I'm like, oh my God, it's the end of my life. I'm never going to get any more clients. I get Costa. No, that's a bad thing. I just, you have that panic, you have that moment. That is less a huge goal to strive for and more just like sit around this number. Don't lose sight of that. You're still striving to a goal, even if it doesn't have to be a crazy goal. I don't want to be hitting 10k months. I truly don't. God bless you if that's for you. It's not for me. I want a girl boss, but I don't want a girl boss at the expense of my life. And the people who girl boss without the expense of their life is because they're charging people crazy prices. And I'm also not willing to do that. I want the best for everybody involved, okay? One side about business, but on here, what I did is I split 50-50 business, 50-50 life. More of that is being business than it is life. So on here, I wanted the majority of my page to be life, and I wanted the minority of my page to be business. So I want to make sure that I am living my best life. I want to make sure that I am being as athletic as possible. I want to make sure that I'm nailing absolutely everything, because in previous years I've so got lost in my business, and that has not done me very well. And at the end of the day, me looking the best that I can, me performing the best that I can, me living the life that I can is only going to help to inspire other people, and is only going to help to bring more clients through the business. So I need to kind of get into my brain a little bit more that I shouldn't be not going to the gym because I've got work to do. I need to go to the gym and then get that work done whenever I freaking can, because this is equally, if not more important than all of this. So that's why we have this bit of inspo here. And I wanted to use a picture of myself, and I also wanted to use a picture of like my own meals that I prepared, my own colourful food, because I wanted to bring myself some inspiration, you know. I've also got little quotes here of "you can do hard things," and I'm very proud of me. I don't, however, know what I want to put in the middle. Pretty happy with that. I don't think it needs to be so chock-a-block as these have been. I think this is plain and simple, and that's almost easier to follow and easier to kind of make smaller goals from. So I literally just put a calendar in the middle, and I've just put like, I want to do more different activities with people. I want to do some like different bits, redecorating around the house, just to make it a bit more like less bland. Just like seeing friends, a couple of bits here. I maybe enter some like bits and bobs. Maybe I have entered some bits and bobs. Having little weekend breaks and things like that. I think I'm pretty happy with that now. I think I've filled that out. I think I'm ready to, that is my 2025 vision board. Then based off of my vision board, I like to make more tangible, very specific goals. It's all right for me to say, oh, I want to become my best self. What does my best self look like? And how exactly step by step am I going to get there? So whether that's going to be a kg goal, like an actual number, maybe I want to lose some weight. How much weight do I want to lose? If it is, I want to get stronger, what moves do I want to get stronger upon? What am I going to have to do to get there? If I want to see a 200 kg hip thrust, I'm going to have to make sure that I'm doing not only my hip thrust, but I'm also doing all of my accessory moves. I need to make sure that I'm eating enough protein. So how much protein am I going to need to eat? How many gym sessions am I going to have to do? How much volume am I going to have to do for my glutes? I need to really be super specific in order to make sure that I get there. So I'm going to also write down a few of those. So just as an example, and I don't even know if I want to read both the examples out. What can I say? So I've just done a performance goal and a financial goal, kind of more specific for both boards. So for my performance goal, I don't want to say it in case it doesn't happen, but then what's the point? It's a crazy, stupid goal. It's very, very stupid. And I don't know if I have the mental grit to make it happen. And that's what puts me off. And that's what puts me, it doesn't put me off trying, but it puts me off speaking it out loud. So if you hear me say this and you don't see the video where I do it, close your mouth. My goal is to run an ultramarathon next year. Early next year. I have a book to race. Am I silly Billy to think that I'm actually going to run an ultramarathon? I don't know. I have, but the way that the actual race is it's not necessarily it's a time frame. It's not a set distance, so you can do as many laps as you can within the time frame, or as you want to. You could stop at 1 if you wanted to. You could go do 12. So anything over a marathon is an ultramarathon. Anything over, I could do 1 kilometer over, and technically that's an ultramarathon. So 8 laps of this route technically already is an ultramarathon. It is 46.32 kilometers. And I will achieve that. I will achieve 8 laps, which technically is an ultramarathon. However, there's something nice about the next number. The next lap would be 52.11 kilometers, which is almost 10 kilometers more than what an actual marathon is. So that feels a little bit more like a valid ultra, rather than just doing an extra 4K. So there's something nice to me about the number of 9 laps. And in fact, I just do a little Google. Is that how many laps Lucy Davies did in her ultra? Oh no, she did 10. She did 10 laps, she did 58 kilometers. It makes me feel better because there's no way that I'm doing anything on par with Lucy Davis. So in order to get that goal, that is a specific goal, that is a specific, I've got a specific race lined up, I've got a specific number of laps that I want to be able to achieve. And in order to be able to do those things, I need to be doing my runs. There is no way around it. I don't care how I feel, I don't care what the weather's like. I need to be getting out and I need to be doing at least those 2 runs per week that I've got programmed for myself. And then I also need to really make sure that I'm on it with my strength sessions, because I don't want to get injured throughout this training process, and I want to make sure that I'm as strong as I possibly can be in order to not really get any niggles during the race, because I think I'm not very mentally strong, and I know that if I start to feel a niggle, I'm not going to push through that, and nor should you if you start to feel a niggle. But I need to make sure everything is on my side as much as it possibly can be. So I need to make sure I'm doing my 2 runs and my 4 strength sessions as a bare minimum. That is everything that I need to be achieving. And then I've also just put eat and fuel well, because I need to put myself in the best possible position. So look, I've told you my scariest goal of next year. That's very, quite frankly. So get goal setting for the new year. Put crazy things out there, shoot for the stars, put the wildest things down. I've already kind of started telling my clients to do this, and I've already got a few people coming back to me saying, oh my God, like I can't believe I've let myself believe those things, and I can't believe that I've allowed myself to think that that might be part of my future. And they've got so excited thinking about those things that it has brought me secondhand joy. So if you do anything this evening, get a pen and paper, get Canva up, make yourself a vision board, and just dare to dream at what next year could look like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 4, in which we'll be bringing you along to Manchester. We're going to hit the Christmas markets, we're going to go see a gig, and I don't know what else we're going to get up to because I've not done it yet. So see you tomorrow.